mic on? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you're staying warm. My mic should be loud enough, even though I'm a low talker. It is February the 2nd. It is 10 a.m. It is local 36 degrees. A cool, cold Florida morning. All right, I'm gonna have to change this so that we won't get any interruptions. Hopefully I can find the right music. It might be okay. We'll find out. Anyway, I think we should just get to it. This is what I ended up doing on Friday. I think I'm done with it. I don't know if I really like that background. But this is all right. So I ended up scanning this, and what I'm gonna do is print it out and try different backgrounds, and then I'll just put some work on it. But today I am going to do a redraw of Beta Ray Bill. I was going to draw it on this 11 by 14, but I'm actually going to do it on this bigger paper here, 11 by 17. Bristol board is smooth. I'm just trying to make it sure that you guys can see this on both the vertical and the horizontal. I'm going to set up my put that right there. Yeah, my peoples, my hands are freezing. Where is my glove at? Hopefully the camera stays focused today. I just think that there's a lot of stuff on my table and this camera's just trying to focus on one thing and it can't. All right, so this is going to be my motto, a beta ray. I am going to try to get a dynamic pose like this. Foreshortened hand so I could get Stormbreaker above them. Something like that. I think that might, even if it's kind of funky, I don't care. Let's just get the framework going. I'm trying to work on these larger sheets just because of for practice, for comic book page drawing practice. I am in the process of writing and creating a book, so I'm just trying to get comfortable with certain things. All right, so I'm curious if you guys use models. How do you guys start? I kind of look at the overall shape, and I look for landmarks to draw for measurements. And it's just going to be exaggerated, so let's just go. Because I want to make his cape flying. The goal really is to do a 2-page spread. But enough yapping. Let's get cracking. This is going to be his elbow here. I don't care if that is not accurate. I need it to be exaggerated. And I think that's going to be his hand, elbow. Try underneath. Traps. All right. The love handles. 6-pack. That's the elbow. Big, big old arms, shoulders somewhere in the background. I'll eventually switch to a regular graphite pencil so you guys can see the artwork a little bit better. But right now, it'll probably be difficult to see one because I have my shades open and there's some known for sharing what bright light, bright sunlight behind me. And his arm is going to be, his hand is going to be here. I don't know if that pose is going to work, but it's all right. Just kind of go with feel anyway. In this pencil sketch here that I did, I'm going to do that. I think that's 24. Oh yeah, this is exaggerating. Might not work. That probably wasn't the way I should have built the character, but let's see if we can salvage this. All right, neck. I think what happened is that there's too much of it. That means that his arm, if it's really in front, we have to make it huge so that the foreshortening will work. Because I kind of with the extreme pose, I kind of put myself in the corner here. And no one puts beta in the corner. Lucky for us, none of this is real, and we can make up the anatomy as we go. Because he is a horse face cyborg thingy. That might work. I might make his face a little smaller just to make the body look bigger, but I think that might work. I might be able to salvage that. And that way. Hopefully you guys can see that. Not too blurry. I got a window to the side here of Pinterest, and I'm just looking at reference from Walt Simonson's run and some other artists, Erwin Papa, just to see the costume, and so that I can keep the energy up. I think that one works. He usually has shoulder pads. I try to make them more regal when I did this one here. So it's just the emblems. He doesn't normally have the horsehair. I think that was added by. Oh, I don't have it around me. Newer artist, but we shall see. I think I'm gonna keep the point of his original helmet with the crazy wings. That means that Stormbreaker is gonna have to go off page. So I definitely did not think this through. But we'll see. We're looking for dynamisms, not accuracy. All right, let me switch this. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some tunes for us to boop to. But I'm probably taxing my Wi-Fi. And if you know me, we ain't that jazz. We jazzy. All right, let's get back. All right, neck. He has a peak. I'm just roughing it. I'm looking at Walt Simonson's figure, and I'm just kind of roughing his suit to match what I got going on in here. But I think we're gonna be okay. All right, we'll worry about the face later. And I'm gonna keep. All right, I need my model back. I put his hand here. Okay. Neck, shoulder, giant bicep. And this is the hardest part. The hand. All right. Wrist. The bottom thumb is gonna go, and then the top fingers are gonna go here. And he has three fingers and a thumb. That. All right. Oh man, you guys didn't even get to see it on the vert. On the vert. I want it to be exaggerating, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna go that leg. And he has some funky leg gear. All right, I need to see this leg. He needs that weight in the back.
At SOC, what did we do with our hand smash burger made to order with Angus beef? We made an entire line out of it.
I guess we can't escape the ads. Actually, yes, we can. I don't want to listen to that either. He has an interesting belt. What the hell? Got like a face on it. I didn't know he had a face on his belt. All right. Arm. We could do electricity. That's the arm. He got. I guess it depends who draws him, right? He has white gloves. Uh, that hand up there is gonna need some work. Am I going to do the shoulder blades? Might as well. Sorry, I'm just looking at reference. It's one of those things where you're just trying to make it fit to what you're working on. I might not do his belt at all, but he has these leg braces that are crazy looking. Something like that. Stick out. It just don't make any sense. Something like that. I don't know how to make sense of them, but it is what it is. Diga, diga bottom teeth. There's too much going on right here. This is what be get me in trouble, like where I'll start rendering stuff a little too early, but it kind of helps me get an overall idea of what it might look like if I was to continue to do it and do it right. So, all right, helmet, helmet. I don't know if that works, but hey, Shauna, you say you're journaling with micro tip brush pen. That's kind of cool. A micro tipped brush pen, huh? I have uh, I have several brush pens, but I don't know if they would if either any of them would be considered micro tipped. Butterfingers. All right. Yeah, these are the brush pens that I use. And I got some calligraphy nibbed. Stop that for a second. But yeah, these ain't too bad. I think this is one of my thicker brushes. I think this one might be my thinnest. I gotta reshape some of these. Smaller, but see. Hey, Seth. How you doing? Good morning, sir. Shona says that looks really clean. Oh, thank you. Of the, you like the sharp, fine tip points of the brush pens? Yeah. This saboteur is Beta Ray Bill. He's yes, the Thor guy, the horse faced Thor guy. I did this one, I think, 2024. I have it fixed and gessoed. I haven't tried to paint it. So I'm just constantly looking for, like I said last time, just working on projects, working on stuff so I can get projects done. I love some Tokyo funk. Yeah, brother. Yeah, he just looked really cool. I um I don't know that much about him from just based off of stuff that I reread after the fact. His story's kind of cool, but I don't know too much in terms of what they've done to him recently. I have a standalone story with him, but all I know is that I think Thor was unworthy at one point. He um he had lifted Mjolnir, becoming Thor, and Odin had summoned Thor back to Asgard, and he arrived instead. Then they duked it out as they do, and during the fight, they were equally matched. And I think Beta Ray had risked his life to save Thor in the middle of battle, making him worthy. But Odin did not want to give him Mjolnir, so he created Stormbreaker for him, just like that mace style hammer. The hammer that they gave Thor in the Avengers movie, belongs to Beta Ray. Trying to practice some perspective, foreshortening, using my homie here, my big dude. And I kind of lost the arm here. But yeah, he just looks cool. They don't give him. He appeared in Planet Hulk, the animated series, the movie. Hey, creative ambitions are. How you doing, Susan? Good morning. Don't mind me. Just trying to stay warm. I hope you guys are all staying warm also. That's coming from here. That means it's got to cut this way, maybe. 50 where you are? I wish. It is currently 39. I don't like how smooth that arm came out.
Hand off your taxes to an expert in your neighborhood. Now, your TurboTax expert can file for you, so you don't have to miss a moment. You've got better things to do than taxes. Have a local TurboTax expert file for you. I found myself at a time in my career where I knew I needed to finish my education. I took Purdue Global because faculty understood the different things that military.
Yeah, we here at Casa de Mel Had a little homeowner adventure yesterday where one of the pipes outside from one of my outdoor hoses, so I'm super grateful for that, burst from how cold it was. So me and a gaggle of homeowners or property managers, all at the local hardware store, all buying the same thing, all buying the same pipe and fittings and repair material. So that was fun. And by fun, I mean not at all. Yes, it's quite the adventure. It's one of those things um, that even after you fix it and repair it, you're thinking about it, even while you're sleeping. Like, do I hear rushing water? Did it happen again? Because it got just as cold last night and today. But it is what it is. He doesn't have a cybernetic neck, but I kind of like the way it might look. Ah, yeah. I um I actually wasn't planning on. I think I decided about half an hour before 10 to jump on. It's just one of those days. I didn't quite feel like it. I really should be out here editing my videos, but and getting comfortable with CapCut. But what can you do? And my hands were cold. They're actually finally warming up now. Yeah. Uh, and what I just ended up doing now is drawing these verticals, so that I can. I'm giving them shapes. My mind can see the 3D form. I'm one of those draw the figure in circles. Melody for real life. Thank you. And I am drawing a character by the name of Beta Ray Bill. He is a cybernetic horse-faced guardian. He was created to guard people or a certain race. That race, I think, died while he was in like cryo sleep, and I can't remember much of his story. Anyway, he's a horse-faced looking dude that has the power of Thor because he is worthy to hold and to wield Thor's hammer. If you guys do, I'm not doing him a very good service for my subject. Um, I think that I dug him more because of style over substance, but he is a really cool character and one that you gotta do a deep dive real quick. And then the thumb. And gravity, the handle. He's so bulky. It looks absurd. I'm curious. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's probably about 9 heads tall. And I'm working on this is 11 by 17 smooth Bristol board. I'm trying to get comfortable drawing more and more on this paper. I've been using the smaller size. Bristol. I'm laughing at creative. Beta Ray Bill sounds like he's from the south. Oh, it does have a horse face, so I wonder. Not that people from the south have horse faces. Just implying that they take care of horses. His suit is black, but I might do the opposite. The idea may be to do a 2-page spread with Thor on the other side. We shall see. He got a weird belt. So let's see if I can do it justice. But I hope you guys doing good, doing well. Let me use my dude for some dynamic shading here. I'm trying to plan out how I'm gonna possibly ink this guy. I have a. I'm planning on printing out a bunch of finished pencil art from some of my favorite artists that I like to practice off of and study, like Kirby, Jack Kirby, of course, and John Buscema. And I got some Joe Kubert. I got some of their pencil work that I was able to get online, and I'm gonna print those out so I can practice some inking. But it appears that this year, I feel like we're only in February. I've done more drawing than I have painting, and I need to change that. So I'm gonna start making some more painting videos and painting live. The problem with those is that they take long, and I don't know if my attention span, let alone you guys watching, my attention span, if I can do a painting live without breaks or anything. So I might, if I do it, I might just break it up into different throughout the week. We shall see. But I definitely do want to do more paintings in the next couple of days, weeks. Actually, I think the only painting I've done this year was the Conan portrait. So I don't know about this guy's outfit. I didn't create the outfit. Let's do the hand here. So then you say, yeah, you've been doing a lot of basic charcoal. I don't think what you've been doing is basic charcoal, unless you're just referring to the medium. But the stuff you've been doing is far from basic. Um, but yeah, and I think it's all right actually. I think it's interesting that we're kind of enjoying going back to our comfort zone for a little bit, because I think that what happens is that uh, practicing, I think, is something that even Ike said in his last in one of his comments about his perspective studies have helped his portrait studies. So I think our paintings and our inking or whatever it is that we're doing is helping improve our pencil drawings, and in your case, your charcoal and your portraits. And in my case, I think it's been helping my pencils to be a little bit looser and more confident in pencils. I just don't want to lose that same type of enthusiasm when I go back to painting something. But it's just the season, I guess. So we'll see what happens. I'm not too worried. I'm kind of enjoying doing all these pencil stuff. That doesn't look good. I I somehow knew you was referring to charcoal, but I wanted you to ride that one. It reminded me of the young kid that's being interviewed, who he has. I think it was a Halloween. It was for Halloween, and he had face paint of a zombie, and the family was stopped by a reporter that Halloween, and the reporter went and asked this little kid who was dressed as a zombie, "Do you like zombies?" And he says, "I like turtles." I like turtles. I know what you meant. Turtle is nice and satisfying. That's that's merch right there for you, creative. I've also been trying to draw more characters and more things that have effects like debris or energy and stuff like that. Like this guy here from my last live, Battle Beast. I was trying to, I kind of I lost the sauce a little bit in the background, and that's okay. I'm not really even sweating it. And so I scanned this guy in, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shrink it and do thumbnails without the background, maybe three, and just figure out a background that'll fit it. I think that would be kind of a cool exercise to do something that I haven't done. And maybe it'll encourage me to do more thumbnail style for story development or just idea development. I kind of wing it a lot, unless it's something that has earwigged me and I do my research on it. But like this guy, it was just kind of a whim drawing, and I drew myself into a corner here, so I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. And that's what happened with that last drawing. Here. Those are his wings. All right. Work on the detail there.
So, hand off your taxes to an expert today. Now, local experts do your taxes with 100% accuracy. He's really into breakfast.
I'm really trying to fast forward these. There's got to be one here with none. All right, I'll do this one instead. Um, it's in front, so it's okay to cut. in front of our figure. So let's make this my line. Oh, there she is. This is for my for my live stream reminder that my cat is not in danger. She's just deaf. So she has no volume control. She is fine. I appreciate your time, Susan. I hope you have a great day. Sorry, guys. I'm drinking water. I don't mean to put that in your ear. Okay, so now I said my cat's not in danger, but I have a kitten that has boundary issues. That is constantly trying to play with my old cat. But she's not in danger. That still applies. That still applies. All right. I'm just tightening up lines, and then it's one thing that as I don't even know if it should be called a transition or anything like that, but just this comic book kind of like I don't even know what to call it, phase that I'm dealing with, that I'm going through. Mind you, I've looked at and read and bought comic books all my life, but I've never created one. I've always done just either pinups or cover style drawings, such as this. But as I'm trying to learn how to produce my own, there's so much that I don't know. And building line and building form this way is so much different than how I used to do it. So I have to look at the lines a bit differently. And I might just be overthinking the whole thing. I should just be drawing, but now I'm looking at it more as a drafting. So anyway, it's your boy just, it's Monday. Add a cup and a half of Joe. See what happens. See what happens. Let me know if y'all relate or understand what I'm talking about, because I might not. Excuse me. But never have I been more fascinated by something that I've looked at for so long, trying to reverse engineer it. It's just awesome to be learning something new and figuring it out. If any of that makes sense. I'm just going to move my reference to in front of me. Because it's blocking my view. have trouble drawing cloth. There's just certain things that visually don't make sense to me to to do it. You almost have to look at it, either a real cloth or a real whatever it is. All right. Anyway, trying to give. So the reason why I drew my shadows roughly with the side of the pencil is because that's also something that I'm trying to teach myself in to draw out the shadows. So instead of hatching lines, I can make solid shapes for them and then still render them the way I want to. Plus, I would love to implement some of that more comic book style shading and rendering into my paintings. Uh, some of it gets lost when I paint because if I don't know how to do it, I'll just imply it with paint, which to me is kind of a cheat, but it gives it a really cool artistic look to it. So it's a stylistic approach. But I'm trying to avoid looking at a lot of looking a lot or looking at some of my favorite artists a lot. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like I like the way David Finch inks and renders, but I don't want to render the way he does. So I have to limit my studies of his work because I don't want to crib and take too much of his style. I still want to stay true to my style, if that makes sense. None of this shading makes sense, by the way, but I don't care. We'll see what it looks like. One of the things that I'm going to start doing for my own book soon is character sheets. Right now, all I have is kind of like caricatures of my heroes, and I want them to look good every form that I paint them and or draw them. So that's one thing I'm gonna start doing. Interesting. I think I did these backwards. Right? Yeah, they go this way. I like the sharp look. I'm going to redo the wings on this side so I can match. Still don't look right. That's here. That's here. Goes like this. Ah, okay. That way. I think that horn is going to get lost in translation. But that's what he has on his helmet. Guys, I'm going to excuse myself for a hot second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Let's continue. I don't know if these shapes are gonna work for my shading. We'll make them work. We'll find it. Philip Michael, how you doing, sir? I'm doing all right. Cold, but I'm doing all right. How you doing? How you doing? All right. Over here drawing Beta Ray Bill. You know, I was so hoping that when they were promoting or doing Thor: Love and Thunder, that when they announced Christian Bale, that he was going to play as Beta Ray Bill. Cold with the heater in, with the heater on. Yeah, I feel you, man. No, Beta doesn't get up much love, but this dude, oh, I keep forgetting his name. I think he's doing Transformers right now. He did a he did a really good Beta Ray story, but yeah, he doesn't get much love. He got a little bit of it, but he got his ass handed to him in Planet Hulk, or yeah, Planet Hulk, the animated movie. They used Beta Ray in that movie in place of the Silver Surfer, and I think it was a great change. I don't know if that's gonna work for the lightning, but that's all right. It's still early. we can change everything. But yeah, he's definitely one of those characters that doesn't get as much love as he deserves, I think. But I think it's also because he's kind of like a derivative of Thor. So you just really need a good writer. Um, this one a little because it has some padding here. Um, I got comfortable with it when I used to do digital work, and it does help, especially with this type of paper. This Bristol smooth paper, it helps, and it still smudges, but not as much the graphite or pencil if I was using regular pencil. But because this is color pencil, it's a little softer. It does smudge a bit more. But this is kind of a compression sleeve. Also, it's a little tighter than normal. But and my hands are cold, so there you go. Give you all the reasons. But honestly, so it could all be psychosomatic. It could just be for comfort, built for comfort. I have to work on that lightning. It looks more like a drip or something. You know, it's funny because I kind of miss using my cotton swab to to do the majority of my shading. It's something that I was really enjoying enjoying, and then cutting away the highlights using my electric eraser. I wonder if it'll still work using this type of penciling technique. The hardest thing I'm gonna find here is trying to differentiate the texture between his skin and his suit. So if I do sharp shadows on the suit, I have to find a way to be more organic on the skin. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. Because when I did this one, I was a bit more organic with the shading. And plus, I was able to smooge, smooge it, smooge it. The metal was a bit different. You kind of like lose that with this thing. I might just be getting ahead of myself too. I should just be enjoying the building of the process instead of worrying about how it may look when I'm done. Just go with it, man. You gotta be in the now. Beasley and Giffen made me appreciate the elbow wrinkles. What'd you say? You shouldn't say that about yourself, man. um, even as a beginner, there's certain things that you can recognize when you see it, and if you like the way certain people render metal to separate it from flesh and tone or a suit, uh, I'm always questioning and wondering. So I wouldn't I wouldn't put yourself down like that about as a beginner. You know what you like and you know what you want to do. So I appreciate any input. Yeah, I think the difference between the this old one and this one is that it's a cloth glove, and on this one I used I gave him a metal gauntlets. I actually did it very simple. So anyway, I'm just the only reason why I'm struggling with it is because I'm looking at reference of his the way his costume does look. Oh, I did shine here, and I forgot to do his cape. Eh, unless I can use, you think I can steal that effect for the cape? You don't tell them about it. Yeah, I didn't do too much planning in terms of how I wanted this to come out. I just kind of like this is the latest figure that I have, and I haven't used them often. I've used them a few times compared to how many times I've used this guy, the chairman of the board. I've used him for Superman, for Batman, for Magneto. I've used him for Green Lantern. I've used him for almost if not all of them, the majority of my figures, unless I'm using a real human's picture for reference. But this bad boy, because he's so big, your mind kind of like, not your mind, but my mind kind of limits what I can use him for, and I'm trying to push away from that. So I've done a Juggernaut with him. I've done Bane with him briefly, and I'm using him for beta. Got trying to use all my tools. I tell all my tools. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. I think I might switch up to real pencil just so I can get. Yeah, this. Yeah, and they kind of sell him with the idea of for Venom, which I haven't used him to draw Venom yet. But in one of the check out the face they gave you. He got bare feet or different type of shoes. I give him the. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but he has kind of like Venom's mug, the sharp teeth. Sorry if you can't see it, but with the way I draw, I would rather keep the eyes because I can measure the face better and the expression better if I can see the eyes. And it's usually one of the first things that I draw anyway when I'm beginning to start building the face. Uh, But yeah, he's a big fella. Yeah, the big eyes on the masks. Yeah, and he said he doesn't really like the giant prehensile tongue that they've given him. He kind of likes drawing the intimate monster. But I haven't painted or drawn Venom in a while. I've done Black Suit Spider Man recently, within the last year I did. Yeah, I'll show you my where did I put it? One of the last watercolor paintings that I did was of Venom, or just his face anyway. Turn that off. I don't always mean to turn these into show and tells, but if you're my age group, I wonder if you remember Pit. But yeah, that was one of the last. Most of it is ink anyway. I don't know if he would have appreciated the tongue, but my out of all the things in here, my favorite part is how gross the green on the tongue came out, and the teeth. Some of the texture on the teeth came out pretty good. But just messing with watercolor. Yeah, well, that's one of the last times I before switching to gouache. Yeah, some people kind of go overboard with it, which is fine. Like I said, it's a style preference. But I even the cartoon from the '90s, I don't remember him going bananas like that in the '90s one. I can't recall if they kind of went further. They really, I think when they really pushed the alien part of Venom is when they kind of they kind of go nuts with it at that point because they wanted to make it seem, in my opinion, I think that they're really trying to push the fact that it's a monster and it's an alien monster. I think that also that's another character that Marvel just eh, sometimes they do a little too much and it becomes a disservice. So now because this part is in the foreground, I have to give it thicker lines so I can push the forms back. So this will begin the thicker line part of the figure. Because then his the wings and his helmet will get lost in the lines. Yeah, they do. And I think that unfortunately the movies are trying to take too much too quickly from modern writers while not giving enough to some of the stuff that's been established and has been successful. I don't think they should rehash old stories, but I mean them jumping straight into what's it, the King in Black, is that his name, the the Venom god, the symbiote god, or whatever the heck, in that last Venom movie was so just, what the hell is this? Who is this guy? For a franchise that is dying or disappearing, we're gonna introduce this. But anyway, they're the ones with that make bajillions of monies. I really don't care what the way this hammer's gonna look. I just want it to separate. Excuse me. Yeah, no. Yeah, null and void. It should have been called. No, I'm just kidding. But boom. But that's the thing with Venom. He doesn't have a gallery. He doesn't have a rogues gallery. He's the gallery. He's the rogues gallery, and he's not all that um, interesting anymore without Spider-Man. Unfortunately, you lose his rival, and I don't think they did it correctly, even with Topher Grace, Raimi's third movie. There's some okay parts of it, but I don't think they. He didn't want to do it anyway. He didn't want to do Venom. I think he says so. Says as much. Excuse me. Uh, but what they've done with Flash Thompson, Flash Thompson now in the books being, I think he's paraplegic because of an injury he sustained in the military. So they give him the Venom symbiote, which is really cool. So I thought that part was pretty cool. I think them when they gave the Venom symbiote to the Scorpion was kind of cool. He retained that villain nature. That was during the whole Dark Avengers, where Norman Osborn, when he looked like Tommy Lee Jones. I think that reads. Yeah, when they did the Dark Avengers, it was actually pretty cool. Uh, they were, I think, a sequel team to the Thunderbolts, who were villains anyway, but their counterparts were cool. I think the Ken Wolverine's son was Wolverine, and Bullseye was the Hawkeye. Anyway, okay, so let me see if I can move this thing a little bit. There's a Thunderbolts omnibus that I was thinking, but it's so big that it'll be so unwielding to uncomfortable to to read. Some of these omnibuses are too big for their own good. But I thought that was a genius idea. That's when Nemo, which I thought that's where they were gonna go with this Thunderbolts movie when it was announced. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Yeah, the Necronomicon is it's just too big. I have some there that I have a Black Panther one from the early years that I would suffer through it just because some of the stories and the artwork is great. The Invincible omnibus that I bought my son, uncomfortable to read because it's too big. I have it's another one that I'm like I don't even bother. Don't mind me. I'm trying to find a cape that will give me an idea how to do this thing. Yeah, see. All right, so I guess it doesn't matter. Just don't want any tangents. Ooh, tear up his I hate capes anyway. So if I do if I do the 2-page spread the way I was intending to have Thor on the other page, then then I'll reconsider how I feel about capes because then I'll have to continue here. Thunder Bros. Okay, give it some weight, some weight. The Spawn. Yep, Spawn does have amazing. He gives amazing cape. Uh, yeah, yeah. I like yeah. I had Ghost Rider's great too, but again, that's the fire, man. Fire. All right. I think those lines will still work for me inside the cape. I'm just sticking that and biggin and biggin. A doo doo be annoying. Some people are just really good at drawing cape. We can't sing Jim Lee's praises enough when it comes to cape. Anything. The freaking dude can draw anything. It's just something else to practice, brother. Or we can just listen to Edna. No capes. Edna mode. All I'm doing is chewing up this paper. All right, here we go. I like that effect you get there just from blending the stump here. He got those dirty Power Ranger gloves. Wait a minute, what? Jim Lee said he used to draw about 16 hours a day. Yeah, and you can tell, you can see it. And oh my lord. You know what's cool about that? You say that he drew 16 hours a day, and you can tell it was probably all practice, right? Stuff that cars, buildings, things that we would take for granted. Because I'll sit here and I'll draw a figure for 8 hours and call it a day. But to draw probably the back of somebody's head, right? Or cross hatching, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this hold on a sec. What's up, Green? How you doing, man? Green X 1912. What's good? We in here getting some beta ray bill, try to stay warm. We're around the dumpster fire, staying warm. Um, yeah, I don't know what that would be. I don't know. That wouldn't be considered hatching. This stuff here. Well, let me see. This is called halftone. Halftone is one line. Cross hatching would be the addition of an extra line, the other line. But because I shaded it with the side of the pencil, cheating, it just gives it that effect. Because I'm trying to, that's one thing I'm trying to learn, to build solid shadows. Thank you, man. Yeah, brother. And believe me, the cross hatching info I just gave you, I just learned it the other day from Steve Root, watching Steve Root Inc. I chewed up that paper there. So, no gatekeeping, brother. You ask, if I know it, I'm letting you know. Thanks, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think the one thing lately that has been helping me is being okay with changing certain things about my artwork, my art style. Uh, Knowing enough, it's kind of like the expression that Neil deGrasse Tyson says. Just knowing enough to know what you do wrong. Like I'm fighting a ton of tendencies because I like doing shadows with the side of the pencil because I've been doing it forever. But because I want to ink this, I can't ink with the side of my brush to match that. So I'm doing it so it'll look nice to me, but I eventually have to go in there and solidify those shapes. If I wanted to read right for pen and ink, always adapting, man. We have to evolve. And then he has a black strip in the center. And it's okay to evolve, man. Just don't go backwards. Make sure you guys be able to see that. Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of Ryan Benjamin artwork online on his YouTube and from Proco. A lot of David Finch on how to do elements and effects. Even though earlier I was talking about how I don't want to do a lot of my rendering the way he does, but it's okay to learn off of him and adapt it to the style that fits you and how you want your stuff to look. I just need the basics. Just give me an idea, and we're all, as artists, we should all be able to come up with the solutions. Uh, Green, what are you referring to? Figure drawing and stuff? I do both, and I have no problem doing both. And I would recommend people to do the same. Use a mag. My wife used to have fashion magazines, subscriptions to fashion mags. I used a ton of those. The problem with some of those type of references that you'll begin to notice patterns in your, and if you keep using those, your artwork will begin to have a pattern, and it'll just look like people frozen in a moment. It's hard to give movement to someone who's sitting. It's clear. Oh, gotcha. I appreciate that. And you could tell. Like I'll show you the difference of using a figurine. Ugh, sorry. And then some some goofy practice. That's quick rendering using a live model. Uh, an actress. I forget her name from the '70s from old martial arts movies. Um, Trying to change it to one of my characters. It's just if you maintain the same principles, even if you're going to go from something as exaggerated as beta, the principles are always the same. Right, his neck goes in front. Like, man, we related. No, thank you. I think his cape is going to get lost during. It's lost now, but unless I get really good at inking it, I have to find a way to make it look different. Green, I appreciate that. It's very nice of you to say. Very kind of you. That'll work. So the only thing I can do that I can think of to kind of like differentiate the line of his cape with everything else, I just gave it away, Yeah, to differentiate his cape from everything else is to give it more jagged and variety in the lines, so that it won't be distracting, but it'll stand out as this something different. I think that's the only thing I can do. So I'm just giving it some squiggles squaggles. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And I did earlier some reference lines for 1 point perspective here from the center of his hammer. So that's all I'm following when I start doing these action lines, these effect lines. I drew a few of them so it can keep me in line. So they won't look off. Guess who's back? What's up, man? Uh, I forgot what the heck I did that for. Oh, that was electricity. I was looking at it, wondering, Seb, if that was the ruler you were referring to. So you said it's for angles. Now I'm gonna now you're gonna have to show me how to use it in your next video. Because the one that I was referring to was it has two levers or two dials or whatever, so I can measure beta ray's nugget, and then I can adjust the dial, and it'll give me the top and bottom reference so that I can go and transfer it to a bigger sheet, and it'll be exact. But you said yours is an angle. Ooh, for angles, huh? The pennies in the bottom of the ruler, so smart. I haven't tried my new brushes yet. I might try it out on beta here. I already had lines there. Okay. I got to be mindful of the vertical. Seb, do you ink with brush also? How come like I'm drawing a blank? Hey, um, I know you don't just do nibs. Yes, this is a Bristol board. I'm trying to get as comfortable with Bristol as humanly possible. I have some vellum, the vellum flavor, and I have this smooth. The smooth. The smooth does work really well. Yeah, do you ink with brush? Right? Have I seen you ink with brush? You must. Dip brush, pentel. I'm like seriously drawing a blank. Ah, with the fills. The pentel stuff, like these here. That counts, bro. Hey, Philip, Michael, and Green, if you guys are still there, Saboteur's is a content creator that you guys should follow also. Comic book creator. Yeah, you used the parallel pen. You guys are looking for other amazing artists to follow. Look no further than yeah. The jagged lines. Yeah. Yeah, man. I check out his stuff. So that parallel was refill also, right? I might keep his leg was white. I might because his the design for his outfit are just weird. I also just bought this ink here. Oh, that's what's up. No problem. Artist life and good creators need support and build each other up, especially these days. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I again, thank you, Philip. Beep it. I just bought this and I mixed it with the remaining Bombay. See how that works out. It's already thinner. I filled up some of these with that mixture already, and had some interesting results already. But these are some cheap brushes, and they've been around for maybe 2 years with me, a little more maybe. So, but I haven't tried the pros yet. These I want to try. I can't wait to try that. But I'm gonna, like I said earlier, I have some artwork, some Kirby pencils, some Cubert pencil, and some Buscema pencils, mainly Conan stuff that I am going to print out and practice some inking on that. Might just do a video or a live stream just inking that stuff. And I think it'll be cool to do. Ears. All right, so I am gonna cheat because I really don't know what to do. I really don't want to draw his the way his legs are. I might have to. We'll see. Maybe I could cheat with some shading. Because they just don't make no sense. Got this, and then you got some T's down here. So I don't think I'm gonna do the T's. I think I'm just gonna do this part. Steal that line, steal that tangent. Yeah, this is what I have here, which works fine. I need one that's about 17 inches so it'll work to the top of the page. I also have, I was telling you, I have the construction T-squares. This bad boy, but it's such overkill. And I'll probably have to clean the, got this, I probably got to clean it. But yeah, I gotta cut back. All right, then you got this here, and then the cybernetic parts. Ooh. I'm on this new where I want a really nice T that won't shift and you can drop. Yes, man, that would be great. Well, they have the. We would need we the what construction architects use is what we would need. Because even when I was using this, it still shifts, right? So if I had first, we would have to tape the paper if you're doing lettering. Even this, it kind of like, and it has a groove on it as well. Unless I don't know how to use it. Yeah, so nothing works the way it should. I know there's artists and draftsmen right now. Look at me, watching me do this and just rolling their eyes. That's okay. I'm trying. My metal teeth shifted on the head, and I realized that after. Yeah. Yeah, I am frustrated for you. You can notice it on the finished copy. Don't tell nobody. See who your real friends are. No, I'm just kidding. It makes it authentic. Makes you know, lets you know that it was done by human hands, bro. It's no way. I tons of mistakes. No man. I'm sure it's gonna look amazing. I can't wait. It's gonna look dope. I gotta find it. Find a better place to put this camera of mine. Because I think it's so close that it this way. This way. Now my camera's crooked. Here goes my battery references for his suit. Abominable intelligence. Yeah, I think you get the whole page. Yeah, you get it. Where is? What do you mean? Where's my level? What that mean? Like where my camera is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Mm. Yes. Yeah. Uh, no, man, eyeball it. I gotta put the sheet in front of me straight because I'm OCD, and then I'm measuring it uh, against what o, OBD has. OBS. OBD. What the hell? The whole page. He's a little top heavy, but again, I think that's how the camera is. Oddly enough, having the camera, because I'm drawing on a flat surface and not on an angled surface, like the way they tell you to do in art class. So my figures always come out. I always draw them top heavy, so they're always at an angle. But because I'm always looking at the my playback, it kind of helps me correct it as I go. He's still super duper top heavy. But it might be time for a new camera soon, anyway, because it's constantly trying to focus. But again, I think it's because I have a ton of stuff on my desk, and this the levels here kind of. Yeah, I got way too much crap on my desk. You see, I'm not even moving, and it's still trying to focus. But it looks sharp. It looks sharp on my OBS, but it feels like my YouTube, it's blurry all the time. You guys are gonna have to let me know if it's blurry. What's up, Chris? Oh, okay. Yeah, it could just be me too. Plus, I'm taxing. Task, task, tax. Oh, taxing the system. Cause I got my everybody's on Wi-Fi here at Casa de Mel. So maybe if I just close some stuff down. Yeah, brother, what you need, man? And I appreciate that, man. I should have went with that one, but I didn't. I went with the OG. It was fine. And I'm not even looking at that one no more. Yes, Abo. We can make it happen, brother. This way. Now it feels like, am I crooked here? I think I'm gonna have to get a longer arm for what's holding my camera, so that it can. Right now, from the bracket or whatever the arm here, it's at an angle, and then I can tilt the camera, but I need it to be kind of like at 45, and then aim it straight down. Because if I do that now, let's see, you don't see my. I'm upside down. All right, so that looks a smidge better. Keep messing with the camera. In my hole, you can see my hole. Scooch, scooch, scooch. And this is what's. Then I gotta have the cat. Can't be showing you my. Now I gotta adjust everything because I can't leave well enough alone. And then this thing can't hold the weight of a cell phone. And it will slide. There. I think that should work. A little bit of interactive cinema for you guys. Seb, I never got to finish Battle Beast because I couldn't quite figure out how to do the background. I had way too many ideas, so eventually I had no ideas. That makes sense. But what I'm gonna do is I've already scanned it in, and I am going to. You made me laugh. I'm gonna print it out, maybe three to a page, to one page, and just do three different types of backgrounds for it. Because I really don't like whatever this is supposed to be. But again, it was one of those things that I wasn't really even paying attention. I just add smoke and black. You know what? Boom. That's it. Which I think is basically what I have here. Little little something and then sharp black. Um but I want to scan it in and then just work on the hands. So all of those are just mainly for practice, man. Practice. We talk about practice. Scooch this. See, so I'll fix this and then it can't hold the weight of my cell phone. Fall back. Would that be? Yeah. McFarlane's a nut too, man. His his art, that artist edition for his book is is so big. It's ridiculous. Okay. Okay, that's enough. And you don't see my hole. Seb, do you prefer that red pencil that you use over blue? Is it just preference? Does it matter in the end? It's whatever's in front of you. Look at all the blue on my fingers. Smurf guts. That's funny. Yeah. So it's just comfort. I hear you. I noticed that it does it change the way you draw though? Like when you grab a regular pencil. Like I noticed that when I use a regular graphite pencil, I'm building the lines differently. Am I missing anything? I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna give him jagged anime lines for his legs. The power is reverberating. They found all the buttons on the NPC now. Lens flare here. Why not? I'm gonna change this real quick. One second as everything around me has frozen. Anything else open that I can shut down? Isn't that how it is? Fix the camera, everything freezes. But whatever. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, I probably won't be on for that much longer anyway. Finish messing around and call it. I'll probably be on almost every day this week, except for Friday, maybe. But I really need to do some. I really need to do some editing, but I don't want to. think that should work. I appreciate you, Philip Mike. Beep it. um, yeah, my schedule actually opens up a little bit, so just keep a lookout. I'll be on. Appreciate you, man. Rick Boulot from Denmark. That's kind of cool. Uh, yeah, let me pay some respect. Let me figure out how to say welcome in, I think that's Dutch, right? In Denmark? Speak in Denmark. And how do you say? Oh, it's Danish. Doi. Sweden. How do you say hello? Huh. Hedge, really? Hedge is goodbye. Hedge once is hi. Good dog. Hello. You got to correct me if I'm saying it wrong, but welcome. Caught me near the near end of this stream today. I'm gonna give him make this his glove. Makes it easier for me. Velkommen. Ah, that's okay. That's awesome. Well, Rick, how are you, man? Doing well? And absolutely, thank you for saying hello. Good dog is good day. Velkommen is welcome. Okay, so I'll know next time. Velkommen and good day. It could be said in the beginning or at the end of the when you're leaving, then, right? And Morgan, which is where I was on Morgan this morning. On. Well, that's cool. All right, let me see if I can do. Where's the lightning is above. I'm trying to use the light around me for my reference, because obviously in my beta ray, the light is coming from his hammer. So I can do that. And see if I can work upside down. But I usually give my figures rings around their shapes to give me a sense of three-dimensionality. So I'll see if that'll help me here. And that is the center. That is the center here. Lightning, so it's gonna be shadow here, and then the bottom, and then mostly the bottom. Sorry, I talk to myself as I try to solve these riddles, these art riddles. What did you say, brother? You're an artist as well. You're finishing up on some commissions, some relaxing time the next few days. Yes. After some tough days of work and kids. Yes, you are correct. You got to take care of yourself and take breaks. I'm gonna make it like it's kind of light. What kind of commissions do you do, if you don't mind me asking? That's awesome. Digital or traditional oil paintings. That's awesome. I'll keep reading what you said. And then over the years, you moved over to more comic game illustrations as the passion shifted, as it happens, right? Uh, Recently been doing a few comic book covers for indie comics, which has been a fun experience for me, man. That's awesome. Anything we would have seen? Drop some names, man. Get some support from here from the states. I think that's cool, man. Congrats. I'm hoping that when this thing gets inked or colored or whatever, that will read as a bling, as a lens flare or a shine. I'm sure it will. And if I ink it, I'm going to use some white. This leg has to be darker, but it's going to be in black anyway. Filbo comics, mostly comics like Tragedy and Papa. I'll have to check them out, man. Are they in your native language, or would they be distributed down here for us to check out? I'm assuming you're a native from Denmark, so I apologize if you're like an expat that's living down there. I don't mean to assume. But yeah, any info you can give that we can take a peek at and we can support, we'll support. They read like metal. By Philip Ross. Okay, let's take a peek, brother. I'm down for that. Do you have any social media stuff that we could check out, Rick? Channels or throw up your Instagram, man. Distributed. What's it called? Tragedy. Awesome. Loud and proud, Dane. Yeah. Filbo. Filbo Baggins. No, I'm sorry. I was watching Lord of the Rings, and Filbo, saying Filbo out loud sounds like Bilbo. Sorry. That's cool, man. That's pretty cool. I'm looking at the is this there's like an homage cover. The Incredible Tragedy, and it's in an homage to the Wolverine Incredible Hulk. Let me see here. Is that it? The Incredible Tragedy? I'm gonna be looking at the wrong one. But I think that's cool, man. What's the other one? Papa. That's cool. I can dig it. But yeah, if you'd want, put your links up on the chat, brother. I'll check them out. Absolutely. It's actually kind of in front of them, isn't it? I may have messed up all my lighting, all my shading, considering the hammer is not necessarily on top. It's in front. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. We live and learn. Add a little texture there. Nothing from a homie. All right, it's okay. Sorry, excuse me. Means right here. I think I'm gonna have to do more feathering for his skin just to make it stand out. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna stand up for a second. Oh man. Some ridiculousness like that. I really love how ridiculous this thing looks. Doogie's arm is huge. Okay. Separate it like that because it's in the front. So I think I'm gonna call it. Uh, I think if I do anything else, I'll probably just be going through some of the line just to redefine these shadows, so it'll be easier to find once I scan and print it, so that I can ink it. Ooh, bars. But I think that's it. I do appreciate you guys hanging out on this Monday. Yeah, there he is, Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, probably gonna go through, tighten up the lines on the figure, separate what I can before I ink it, and clean it up a little bit so I won't smudge everything. Won't smudge anything. Sab, I appreciate you. We'll catch up later. And yes, Rick, it's the arms have to be huge. I understand, Rick, but no worries. I've still been trying to find the proper timing, and some I have free mornings. Plus, I'm sure we have a very specific time difference, huge difference, maybe 5 6 hours of time difference. So I appreciate you catching when you can. Next time, if you jump on the next time, send me those links so we can check out your work and promote your work. Check out those indie books, promote those books. All right, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, guys, have a good one.